Palworld is full of exciting and fun things to do. You can go fishing, build a fortress, take on tower bosses, watch the adorable Palumba dancing, go egg hunting, summon a raid boss, go spelunking, or even breed an army of pals with godlike power amongst many other things. But the Palpagus Islands also hold many secrets and has little quirks that give the world more personality. So today I'm going to go over 10 things that you might not have realised were even possible in Palworld. Some you might already know and some might surprise you, but are all part of what makes Palworld so great. So first of all, you can totally catch people. For some, this was one of the first things they discovered, but for others it might not have even occurred to them to even try and catch a human, especially since when aiming a pal sphere at a person, the capture radial showing the percentage does not appear. But yes, you can catch people. Humans come with stats, IVs and passive skills, but they do not have any partner skills. They are also not good combat allies since they only have punch as their active skill, but they do have work suitabilities and can be set to work at your base. Human workers tend to have level 1 work suitabilities, and unless you want a human base just for the novelty, it's better to just stick with pals. And not risk becoming wanted for assault and being attacked if your capture attempt is unsuccessful. Next, you can buy passive skill implants, get Dr Brawn to swap out passive skills, and use the PAL operating table to change a PAL's passives. Passive skills can have a big impact on PALs, and the ability to swap and change these was a welcome addition to the game. The PAL operating table lets you spend money on replacing a passive skill with another. The selection of passive skills are limited, but some can be bought as implants from merchants in exchange for bounty tokens and arena battle tokens. Sadly, you can't buy the top tier rainbow passives and they are not accessible at the operating table, but I guess you could always give Dr Brawn a try. Dr Brawn is an NPC you can encounter wandering around throughout the game. If you speak to him, he tells you that he can perform experimental surgery on a pal. Basically, what he will do if you agree is he will swap out a pal passive skill and tweak other IVs. The result of the experiment can be good or bad, it's luck of the draw, but if you have a pal with a negative passive skill, then you have nothing to lose since the surgery is free for willing participants. But if you risk a good pal, then you could end up with regret and a great urge to murder Dr Brawn. I absolutely love homing technology in Palworld, but it can be annoying sometimes. Homing tech makes it so that your spheres home in on pals, but it isn't available until late game. You can unlock the homing sphere launcher at level 55 and the homing module at level 57. This is a great thing to use when you want to catch a lot of the same lower level pals, perhaps for condensing. You can just fly around the early areas throwing pal spheres without having to worry about aiming, wasting spheres or pals running away. But like I said, it can be annoying sometimes and not home in on the pal you want. For example, rubies in particular seem to be immune to homing tech on my save, so I have to get up close and personal. Otherwise the spheres just ignore ruby and target the next nearest pal that isn't a ruby. Very odd. The monitoring stand is arguably the most overlooked tool in Palworld. From the monitoring stand you can disable or enable specific work suitabilities to get around the programmed priorities system, where pals will abandon tasks for others deemed a higher priority. The monitoring stand also allows you to easily set aside tasks rather than having to manually throw pals at the structure you want them to focus on. For example, placing them in the breeding pen is much easier. You can also set the work mode at your base from the monitoring stand, although I tend to leave that alone since making them work harder equals faster sanity and hunger depletion. But the monitoring stand is a very useful tool for managing your base pals. The base building in Palworld definitely has its quirks, but once you learn them or notice certain things, it's easy to bypass restrictions or sidestep minor annoyances. For example, placing stairs can sometimes be a little finicky, but if you place a door, it's easier to put stairs where you intend and then dismantle the door, or you can do the same just by stacking stairs instead of using a door. Aligning fences used to be slightly annoying, but they have added the ability to line them up to foundations, which is handy. Sometimes you can't place a foundation because the game tells you there is an obstruction when there isn't, or that it's not touching the ground. But you can bypass this by using a roof as a foundation instead, and use beams to hold it up when prompted that there isn't enough support. Furthermore, did you know that things float in this game? If you stack things like shipping containers and then delete the container underneath, the one on top will stay exactly where it is, giving you extra room at your base. This works for a lot of things, but be careful when it comes to load-bearing walls, windows and beams, because if you delete the wrong thing, it could dismantle everything it was holding up. This one tripped me up for a while. I just assumed that passive skills that were red came with negative effects, but the passive skill Mercy Hit is actually a good one to have sometimes. This skill makes it so that the pal's attacks will not kill pals. Instead, it will reduce a pal's HP to 1, making it easier to catch. The passive skill Mercy Hit functions the same way that the Ring of Mercy accessory does, but the ring is to be worn by the player rather than dependent on a pal. The amount of times I have accidentally killed a pal I intended to catch is ridiculous, so Mercy Hit can be a lifesaver. You can unlock a Ring of Mercy in the tech tree, but it can also be bought. Okay, so asking players to catch then sacrifice 116 pals in the Pal Essence Condenser to level up a single pal of the same species might seem like a tall order, but there are considerable benefits of doing so. The condenser can be used to raise the star rank of a pal up to a total of 4 stars. Each star rank gained boosts the pal's HP, attack and defense stats, positively impacts the pal's partner skill in some way, and the 4th and final star rank bumps up the pal's work suitability levels by 1. But by far the best benefit of condensing is better expedition rewards. Each star rank increases a pal's expedition firepower. This firepower contributes to an overall percentage output of rewards per expedition. You can deploy a total of 100 pals on a single expedition, and the higher their firepower, the higher the rewards output. Even having pals at 1 star rank can make a big difference, and this only requires 4 sacrificial pals. Did you know that you can unlock more expeditions by defeating each tower boss on hard mode? Now by hard mode, I do not mean starting a new save on hard difficulty. All you need to do is revisit each tower and join the hard mode option when you begin the battle. I'm not going to lie, these hard mode tower bosses can be a challenge, but doing this can unlock some excellent new expeditions that offer very specific rewards. Defeating Zoe and Grisbolt on hard mode unlocks the Rain Syndicate Smuggling Warehouse, where you can gain basic materials like organs, high quality pal oil, leather, cavern mushrooms and more. Defeating Lily and Lylene on hard mode unlocks the Free Pal Alliance Illicit Trading Post, which rewards nothing but all types of spheres. The Brothers of the Eternal Pyre hard mode unlocks the Eternal Pyre's Forbidden Market that rewards resources which includes crude oil, pure quartz and even chromite. Defeating the PIDF Tower on hard mode grants access to their illicit factory where you can gain nothing but ammo. And the PAL Genetic Research Lab is unlocked when you defeat Victor and Shadowbeak on hard mode, and this expedition offers all types of PAL souls and lotus flowers. The Moonflowers hard mode expedition is called the Moonflower Secret Hideout, and this one rewards you with extra large training manuals, technical manuals for tech points, dog coins and gold coins. Finally, there's Bjorn and Bastigor, whose hard mode unlocks the Ancient Fabric Remains expedition. This is where you can gain ancient PAL manuscripts, tech parts and cores, alongside fragments for every raid boss. Every PAL spawns with hidden values that correspond to its HP, attack and defense stats. These hidden values refer to the rate of growth of the corresponding stat and are referred to as IVs by the community, but are known as potential in Palworld. These potential figures can be viewed by unlocking the ability glasses in the tech tree. The numerical values you can see determine how high the PAL's attached stats can eventually grow. So, finding a PAL with high potential figures, highlighted green, means that a level 65 PAL will end up with higher stats than a PAL with low potential figures. PALs in Palworld all come with a partner skill that can do everything from imbue weapons with elemental effects, let you ride the PAL, increase resources and item drop gains, and even heal or revive you. But the most overlooked partner skills are the ones that locate things for you. The map and compass in Palworld are excellent, but they don't show many points of interest. We are given map markers that we can place ourselves, but some pals can highlight POIs on your compass. Tombat can use its ultrasonic sensor to place sprites of nearby pals on your compass. Fuddler's ore detector can locate nearby ore deposits. Leespunk's sixth sense detects nearby dungeons, and Prickster's scorpion sensor can locate dungeon exits if you get lost. Of course, increasing the pal's star rank will improve the effectiveness of these partner skills. And that's 10 things you didn't know were possible in Palworld. There are more things I would have liked to included, but I think a list of 10 is better, nice round number, and I may do a part 2 to this video at some point. Especially since changes will likely be implemented when 1.0 drops. I cannot wait. Anyways, I've been Heather at Paltopia, and thank you very much for watching and for your continued support with the channel.